Imagine that all your goals and dreams are within your grasp, yet an invisible obstacle holds you back. Often, the problem isn't a lack of talent, effort, or resources. It's a subtle, persistent error that undermines your progress. This error lies in the way you see and interact with your reality, influenced by patterns you may not even notice. Inspired by Jacobo Grinberg's groundbreaking ideas, this text invites you to explore the depths of your mind and discover how small adjustments in your perception can unlock previously unimaginable possibilities. Have you ever felt stuck in a cycle of failed attempts, even when you know you're giving it your all? The conflict we often face isn't external, it's a silent battle within. Grinberg argued that our minds are shaped by unconscious structures that distort our perception and limit our choices. This invisible error occurs when we allow these structures to control us, repeatedly following outdated patterns that prevent our growth. Consider how frequently we blame external circumstances, lack of time, resources, or support, without realizing that our view of the world may be distorted by unconscious beliefs. These beliefs create a mental field that influences our decisions and outcomes. The real issue isn't failure itself, but our inability to see what's keeping us stagnant. This is the crucial point of reflection. How can we identify and overcome these mental limitations? By understanding our inner conflict, you make room to create a reality more aligned with your deepest desires. Take a moment to ask yourself, what is truly stopping you from achieving everything you want? It's easy to point to external factors, but have you considered that the root of the problem might lie in how you interpret the world around you? Jacobo Grinberg maintained that our perception creates reality, and that to change it, we must first examine the filters through which we view life. Pause and reflect. What thoughts or beliefs do you carry that might be blocking your progress? Perhaps they concern what you deserve, what's possible, or even how the world works. This introspection is not just a mental exercise. It's the first step in dismantling the invisible barriers limiting your potential. The key lies within you, waiting to be discovered. Imagine your mind as a movie projector. Everything you perceive in the external world is actually a projection of the beliefs, memories, and internal patterns residing in your subconscious. Jacobo Grinberg described reality as a unified field where every thought and emotion influences what we project. Just as a dirty lens distorts the image on a screen, unresolved mental patterns can warp how we see opportunities, challenges, and even ourselves. This projector metaphor helps us understand that by cleaning our internal lenses, we can improve the quality of the reality we experience. It isn't about changing the film or the screen, it's about taking care of the very device that generates the projection. When you adjust the projector, everything that once appeared confusing begins to align. In a world full of constant stimuli, it's easy to ignore the one voice that truly matters, your own. Grinberg emphasized that silence isn't merely the absence of sound, but a state of connection with your inner essence. It is in silence that you can truly hear your intuition, sense your deepest emotions, and recognize patterns that often go unnoticed in the daily chaos. By intentionally creating spaces of silence, you give voice to what lies hidden inside. This is your moment to question the origin of your beliefs and reassess whether they truly align with your truth. Silence, therefore, is not emptiness, it's fertile ground for transformation. Jacobo Grinberg, one of the great thinkers in the field of consciousness, dedicated his life to studying how we perceive and shape reality. In his theories, he introduced the concept of a unified field, suggesting that our mind isn't separate from the external world, but part of an interconnected network. According to Grinberg, our beliefs and perceptions form a kind of mental web that not only affects how we interpret the world, but also how it responds to us. This perspective challenges us to consider to what extent we are creators or victims of our circumstances. Grinberg pointed out that by dismantling automatic mental patterns and understanding our connection to everything, we can profoundly and consciously transform our reality. His ideas are not only philosophical but also practical. By paying closer attention to our thoughts and emotions, we can literally rewrite the narrative of our lives. What makes this approach so powerful is its potential for real transformation. Understanding the unified field is not merely a theory, it's a tool for achieving new levels of clarity and fulfillment. To put Jacobo Grinberg's ideas into practice, it's essential to embrace a simple yet powerful tool: conscious observation. Set aside a few minutes each day to watch your thoughts without judgment, as if you were watching a stream of images on a screen. This practice helps you identify repetitive mental patterns that shape your perception and actions. As you do this, ask yourself, do these thoughts reflect reality, or are they merely outdated beliefs? This mindfulness exercise not only slows down the mind, but also creates space for new insights and possibilities. Over time, you'll find it easier to adjust your perception and act in alignment with your goals and values. This practice is simple, but can be transformative. It all begins with a willingness to look inward and question what once seemed unquestionable. Throughout history, we've seen figures who understood and applied the idea of shaping reality through consciousness. An emblematic example is Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, who, while meditating under the Bodhi tree, achieved profound insight into the human mind and its patterns of suffering. He realized that the external world was largely a projection of internal states, and that true freedom came from transforming perception. A modern example is Albert Einstein, who, in developing the theory of relativity, challenged the fixed view of reality by showing how time and space are influenced by observation. His approach resonates with Grinberg's ideas on the unified field, suggesting that reality is shaped by both internal and external factors. These historical figures demonstrate that changing our perception is not only possible, but also essential to reaching new levels of consciousness and achievement. The ability to shape reality extends beyond the individual. It resonates across multiple dimensions of life. Grinberg's ideas invite us to understand that by transforming how we perceive the world, we also affect our relationships with others, society, and even the environment. For instance, questioning limiting personal beliefs can lead to more mindful consumption, career choices that better align with our values, and more authentic interactions. This process isn't isolated. Every internal transformation reverberates outward, influencing the collective. When we adjust our perception, we not only improve our reality, but also contribute to creating a world where more people can live in harmony with their truths. Changing the way we see the world, therefore, becomes an act with global impact. Have you ever experienced moments when things seem to align almost magically? Grinberg believed that by deeply connecting with the unified field, we begin to notice synchronicities, events that, although seemingly random, carry profound meaning. These moments aren't mere coincidences. They indicate alignment among your mind, your intentions, and your environment. For example, meeting the right person or finding the perfect solution at just the right moment can be more than luck. Such subtle connections arise when you are attentive and open to the flow of life. Recognizing and appreciating these synchronicities can boost your confidence in the process and help you navigate more clearly and purposefully toward your goals. The journey of transformation and self-discovery doesn't have to be lonely. By sharing experiences, reflections, and insights, we create a network of mutual support and growth. Grinberg often highlighted the interconnectedness of minds as a powerful tool for collective expansion. This text is an invitation to join a community that seeks to redefine the way we live and perceive reality. Share your insights, debate ideas, and inspire others to challenge their own limits. Together, we can create a space for continuous learning where every small personal change adds up to a greater impact. To deepen your inner connection, try a simple yet transformative practice: conscious breathing. Set aside 5 minutes each day to sit in silence, close your eyes, and focus entirely on your breath. Feel the air coming in and out, notice your body's natural rhythm, and observe any thoughts that arise without clinging to them. This practice not only calms the mind, but also creates space for you to observe internal patterns and emotions that might be influencing your decisions. It's a moment to reconnect with your essence, allowing you to listen to your intuition and align your thoughts with your intentions. The more you practice, the deeper the impact on your clarity and presence. Just as the seasons follow a natural cycle of growth, pause, and renewal, our lives are governed by both internal and external rhythms. Grinberg argued that recognizing these patterns is essential for aligning with the flow of existence. Often, we try to force changes or outcomes, ignoring that there are natural moments of retreat and introspection needed to nurture ideas and strengthen our foundations. Accepting these cycles helps us show more compassion toward ourselves. A period of apparent stagnation may actually mark the beginning of a deeper transformation. Just as a seed needs darkness to germinate, we too must respect our moments of silence and preparation. By acknowledging and honoring these rhythms, we act with greater wisdom and alignment rather than fighting against life's natural flow. Personal transformation isn't linear. It's a process that requires deconstruction, patience, and courage. Grinberg pointed out that changing the way we perceive reality often means questioning long-held beliefs that have shaped our worldview. This deconstruction can be uncomfortable because it involves letting go of narratives that once felt secure. It's natural to face moments of doubt or resistance during this process, but every step toward clarity is significant progress. Imagine dismantling a complex machine to understand its workings. The process may seem chaotic at first, yet within that chaos lies the opportunity to rebuild something that truly resonates with your essence. The secret is to embrace this process with compassion, knowing that every challenging step contributes to deep, lasting transformation. True change begins with a willingness to open up to the new. As Jacobo Grinberg emphasized, the journey of transformation requires emotional resilience to confront both internal and external challenges along the way. Developing this resilience means welcoming both victories and moments of difficulty, understanding that every experience offers valuable lessons. Practices like self-compassion and accepting the present moment help build that resilience. Instead of fighting obstacles, you learn to use them as stepping stones for growth. Small victories, overcoming a limiting thought or maintaining focus on a goal, are key to building a solid emotional foundation. Resilience is what allows you to keep moving forward, even when the path seems uncertain. It is the inner strength that turns challenges into opportunities. Throughout this text, we have explored how our beliefs shape the reality we experience, a central idea in Jacobo Grinberg's theories. He believed that the unified field is influenced by our mental patterns, showing that we are more responsible for our perception than we might think. This perspective finds resonance in contemporary studies in neuroscience and psychology. For instance, research on neuroplasticity shows that the brain can reorganize itself, forming new connections in response to thoughts and experiences. This validates the idea that by transforming limiting beliefs, we are literally restructuring our minds. Additionally, studies in quantum physics explore how the observer influences the observed system, echoing the concept that perception impacts reality. This scientific foundation reinforces that practices like meditation and introspection aren't just subjective tools. They are concrete methods for accessing clearer, more productive mental states. By aligning science with consciousness, you have the power to rewrite the story of your life. There is an essential difference between intentionally seeking moments of retreat and feeling isolated. Grinberg frequently noted that silence and introspection are conscious choices that connect us to our truest selves. In contrast, involuntary isolation, caused by external circumstances or emotional states, can disconnect us from both others and ourselves. Healthy withdrawal is an act of empowerment, a safe space to reflect, redefine goals, and gain clarity. Forced isolation, however, often breeds loneliness and disconnection, creating barriers to growth. Recognizing this difference is key to transforming moments of solitude into opportunities for expansion, rather than allowing them to become sources of suffering. This understanding helps us use silence as a tool for empowerment rather than separation. Throughout this journey, we have explored how our perceptions shape reality and how understanding the unified field, as proposed by Jacobo Grinberg, can profoundly change our lives. The central message is clear. You can achieve anything as long as you're willing to avoid the mistake of ignoring your own mind and its inner patterns. Transformation begins with small choices, a moment of reflection, a pause for silence, or the courage to question what once seemed unchangeable. Each step towards self-knowledge opens doors to new possibilities. Remember, this is just the first phase of a continuous journey where every discovery leads to a deeper understanding. Thank you for joining this exploration. May you continue to explore, experiment, and share. The world changes when you change, and that change starts now.